1979, prolific filmmaker John Frankenheimer helmed the best horror film you'll ever see about a mutated killer bear protecting her young while also terrorizing a small community in Prophecy. Prophecy also has one of the best death scenes I've ever seen on film to date. Yeah, I mean, come on. You know what you're in for when you see that clip with this movie. Now, in 2019, Shout Factory released Prophecy on Blu-ray, which was sourced from an old master used for the previous DVD. And yeah, it looks pretty much as bad as it sounds. Well, now in 2025, Kino Lorber and Paramount Pictures has once again put right with what once went wrong and has released Prophecy in 4K UHD and also an included remastered Blu-ray sourced from the 4K scan. So Prophecy comes at us with a fresh 4K scan from the original 35mm negative, forming a 4K DI with HDR10 and Dolby Vision grading, and also preserving its theatrical ratio of 2.35 to 1. Now, real quick, full disclosure here. I don't own the previous Shout Factory Blu-ray release, but my friend does. And he was gracious enough to let me borrow his Blu-ray to pull some images from the disc before I had to give it back to him. So I want to give a huge shout out to my friend Aaron, because without your help, this video wouldn't exist. Alright guys, so let's take a closer look at Prophecy on 4K UHD from Kino Lorber against Shout Factory's Blu-ray release, and let's see why this is a must upgrade. Right from the opening Paramount logo, I was very impressed here with this 4K, and it's a prime example of what the power behind a 4K scan and HDR Dolby Vision grading can really do for a film. And Prophecy is a powerhouse that puts the Shout Factory Blu-ray to rest. The HDR10 Dolby Vision grading really opens up the color gamut much wider, really allowing for those rich, vibrant colors to flourish with much more depth and nuances, especially with bright, energetic yellows that light up the screen, and those deep, vivid candy reds and the more gruesome crimson blood reds carries so much more nuances and depth to it. They're very active colors, along with outstanding shades of blue from the skyline down to the water that no longer has a slightly grayish look as it did on the Blu-ray. Also, fire from explosions lights up the screen with those deep and brilliant yellow-orange flames that really come to life. Colors from primaries to secondary colors stay constantly active, while also maintaining a natural look. And the saturation really helps here with giving healthier and more stabilized colors, and also more warmth into the image, creating much better lifelike imagery than the Blu-ray offered, along with excellent looking healthy skin tones. And the saturation here is never pushed too hot or looking artificially applied. Now the black levels here are a major reference point here with this 4K. The Blu-ray carried a lot of bright and slightly grayish looking blacks and some heavy crushing out of details in certain areas. The 4K with the HDR10 and Dolby Vision grading, we now have very strong, inky, and truer looking deeper black levels, even going pitch black in areas such as night scenes that go dark, and striking shadow details and shading, especially when cast over faces or objects such as when people are in the cave, giving a true cinematic experience. This 4K scan also has a nice cleanup job, ridding the image of any unwanted anomalies and artifacts, while also retaining all imperfections from the negative intact without the use of any kind of artificial tools, giving off a really nice filmic imagery. This 4K is a significant upgrade over the Shout Factory Blu-ray in all directions. I also noticed the Shout Factory Blu-ray had a lot of film judder and wobbly titles, opticals, and transitions that looked very unstable. Now with this 4K scan, it has fixed this, where now Prophecy has a very stabilized image with nicely resolved titles, opticals, and transitions. It's a very nice improvement here with the stabilization of the image quality. But the true highlight here of this 4K is with the huge, vicious, mutated bear and baby bear. We can clearly see all the makeup effects at work that look highly detailed, where we can clearly make out all the mutated burnt skin, patches of hair that's falling off, and the snarling, drooling mouth and sharp teeth of the mutated bear. The 4K has also much more depth and three-dimensionality to it that really improves with all the scenic and panoramic shots that looks beautiful. The grain structure is beautifully resolved here on this 4K, which is more than I can say for the Shout Factory Blu-ray that had a lot of grain reduction with some heavy DNR scrubbing. And what this ended up doing was creating a waxy, flat image to it, especially with skin tones and close-ups looking waxy. This 4K scan has a very pleasing, tight, natural 35mm grain fill that's intact, giving us a nice filmic appearance throughout. Guys, John Frankenheimer's Prophecy on 4K UHD is another home run for Kino Lorber and is a must upgrade from your Blu-ray, or if you don't already own it, add it to your collection. It's actually a really fun movie and a fantastic 4K presentation. But now I want to hear what you have to say. When you look at the differences here between the two formats, the 4K UHD and the Blu-ray, which do you like better? Or do you see much difference at all? Head over to the comment section and let me know. Also, this 4K has a lot of special features that are on a dedicated Blu-ray disc, and it includes an audio commentary by entertainment journalist and author Brian Rosen and Max Envy. It also includes interviews with actress Talia Scherer, actor Robert Foxworth, an interview with the screenwriter, 2 interviews with the makeup effects artist, and an interview with Tom McLaughlin, and it also includes theatrical trailer and radio spots. Alright guys, well, I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me as we take a look at Prophecy on 4K UHD from Kino Lorber and comparing it to the Shout Factory Blu-ray release. Again, I want to give a huge shout out to Aaron for lending me his Blu-ray so that this video can be possible. As always guys, keep physical media alive, and we'll see you next time with another 4K versus Blu-ray comparison.
Twin Flicks presents 4K